Hey guys, welcome to St. Vincent College in Latrobe. He's Chris Halleck. I'm Dejan Kovacevic, and today was the first day of the Steelers actually practicing, doing football things. And remember how I'd shared with you at least a thought that this wasn't going to be all that eventful? No, it had some juice.
Oh yeah, very first throw of training camp from Aaron Rodgers in team drills, intercepted by Patrick Queen. That got it was kind of a conundrum for the fans because they wanted to cheer for the defense, but they're like, oh yeah, that's our
But that's the
four-time
quarterback.
MVP starting quarterback throwing an interception on the first pass. So I don't know what to feel, but either way, it got a pretty good reaction. And then the defense the rest of the day was
The defense looks like it can be exactly what you're hoping that it'll be. And it began with that. You get this vibe from the defense, the way they're supporting each other vocally and everything else. You know, Chris was on one side of the field talking to Aaron Rodgers. I was on the other side of the field talking to Patrick Queen. And listen, nobody's taking this seriously, including PQ. Okay, they tried to break the play down, and it was just like, what are we talking about here? It's training camp. And if you're one of those people who keeps training camp stats, don't.
stop. JJ Watt had an entire tweet about it today, and I'm so thankful that a former NFL player of his stature put that out. Everybody go read it. I'll put it out where I need to in order to make sure that people read it. Just go read it, please, because
Yeah. But if you do
necessary.
keep stats, Rodgers was 1 of 3, and Mason Rudolph was 4 out of 4.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is at training camp. Even Aaron Rodgers said that he's going to try a number of different things. He's going to try to put the ball in certain places. He said, I'm going to throw interceptions, but I'm also going to throw touchdown passes too. And so that's part of it. I mean, that's just what he does. And I mean, he talked about it after practice, in which he did talk about the interception. He talked about, like, listen, this is going to be part of training camp.
And here's a little bit of what Rodgers had to say over there where Chris was.
Anybody's watched me practice over the years. You know, you like to try certain throws at certain times. Anybody that's watched me in the videos knows I've been pretty stellar taking care of football over the years. So there's going to be picks for sure. I'm going to try to fit certain things in. You know, you gotta do some sweat on the ball from time to time. So it's going to be a good challenge for me. Throwing this heat every single day, I look forward to it. But I'm going to throw some picks. I'm going to throw some touchdowns too.
Yeah, so Rodgers was surrounded by only, how many people were around you over there?
Almost as many people that watched practice from the stands today.
I don't even, everybody's getting a credential these days. I have no idea who even these people are.
But I do know that there is quite a good amount of media, and understandably so, coming from outside of Pittsburgh to come cover training camp. It's obvious when you make the moves the Steelers have made, acquiring Jalen Ramsey, acquiring Darius Slay, acquiring Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Canadian media was here today. You're going to get more national attention, especially when you throw an interception on your first pass.
Yeah, that's going to happen. I mean, he was going to get the same attention regardless.
Right.
Again, I mean, we've already made way too much of it, even on the first few minutes of this program. So let's talk about the defense, which you brought up first.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the dynamism that's involved. Mike Tomlin made somewhat clear yesterday over here at the Fred Rogers Center that he wants to see guys covering guys. He doesn't care what you call them. Outside corners, slot corners, safety.
Coverage people.
Coverage people.
That was the term he gave.
That's what they are, coverage people. And he wants to see it just go like that. So what did you see today from Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slay, Joey Porter Jr., because they were out there, as Tomlin promised, and they were out there for every snap.
I'm going to date myself a little bit here. Everybody remember the cartoon, the Bugs Bunny cartoon, in which he's playing all the different positions on the baseball diamond? Well, that's pretty much what Jalen Ramsey was doing today. He was in the slot. He was on the outside. He was playing safety.
Big smile on his face, too.
He
loved it.
All over the place. For those who kind of know the ins and outs, the X's and O's, from around the league, whenever he was with the Rams, when Raheem Morris was doing the number of different things with him, when Jalen Ramsey was with the Rams in 2021, that kind of stuff. And it's not a surprise because Raheem Morris and Mike Tomlin are
If
you
you,
know, like
have
this.
him, if you have him,
Yeah.
use him.
Yeah.
If you have Darius Slay, and he's one of the better pure coverage guys in the NFL, use him and use them as such.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can talk about Jonnu Smith in a little bit, and we will in a similar spirit. But when you're talking about the defense, you're talking about guys who are experienced, who are capable, and you're talking about a younger group up front. And you and I think we saw Derek Harmon bat down a pass.
Oh, I actually kind of.
You confirmed it?
Yeah, I confirmed
Okay.
it. It was Derek Harmon batting down a pass.
Now, that kid to be doing that on his first day, that's pretty cool too. And that's also, by the way, part of his repertoire. What'd you see from the kid?
I thought he was one of the more impressive guys on the defense. Obviously, the biggest thing
They're
that stood
not
out
physical.
to me.
Let's be
No.
there's not pads and stuff. So
This is, and I even said it in our Steelers feed. I was like, it's the first practice during the acclimation period. Even Mike Tomlin himself doesn't like the acclimation period. He loved to just jump right in and get the heavy hitting going right away. But at the same time, you have to do what you have to do. You have to play by the rules. And for what he was able to do today, I thought Harmon was very active. I thought he moved around really well. And again, when you get your hands in the air, he talked at length about throughout the entire draft process, before he was drafted and after he was drafted, that how much he models his game after Cam Hayward. Where there's no better way to model your game after Cam Hayward
get your hand up.
than to bat your bat passes down to the line of scrimmage.
I love it.
Because Cam led the league in that last year.
Yeah,
So,
I love it. That's a good start for the defense, and intangibly too. There was just a little bit of
oh yeah.
swagger to it. Hey guys, check it out, Mr. Rodgers trolley. It just
Ding,
doesn't
ding.
do the little ding ding.
Yeah.
Where were we now? That throws me every time.
Derek Harmon.
Derek Harmon and the defense.
Oh, the
as a
defense.
whole,
Yeah.
just the way they're carrying themselves, I like it. I like that confident feel. I like that swag. I want these guys to be, can we say badasses on the show?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
I want them to be that when they walk into a stadium. And we saw signs of that today. A couple news updates from the day here. First off, somebody finally remembered that Cordero Patterson still exists. What is his status? Today was something, right?
He's considered day to day by Mike Tomlin. He was also, I don't remember seeing him on the football field.
No.
I don't remember seeing him
No.
anywhere. Jonnu Smith also day to day. He was at least on the field at the very beginning portion of practice, but
Well, I caught him at the end, too.
Yeah.
After everybody was gone, he was taking throws from the jugs machine, which is a really good sign. This doesn't sound or look like anything serious. For
the
Jonnu
only
Smith.
thing Mike Tomlin said about injuries when it comes to anything, first off, he said that nothing was of concern. And then he also said that the only thing he attributed to injury was heat related stuff, which it was, as we can attest,
Just ridiculous.
it was brutal.
Yeah, and it had to be, feels like 100. This stuff, you can see you've got some of this side. Look at you all red here. Look at that. You think that's just from his little basement studio?
That is definitely not.
No, he's beat red out
With
here.
sunblock.
Yeah, and I was lucky that the boss packed some sunscreen for me at the last second there. I was wondering what it was for, and I had it here in the car, and I was like, okay, this is what it's for.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all got it to an extent, but it's important to note that Mike Tomlin ended the practice probably a half hour before
Yeah.
we had expected him to end it. We thought it would end at 4. It ended at almost exactly 3:30.
Uh-huh.
So there was some sympathy on his part. Some.
But I mean, we even heard multiple players talk today about, like, listen, it's not my favorite thing in the world. Even Aaron Rodgers, alluded to it. He's like, he wants to practice at this time of day for some reason, but he also understands, like, it creates stress. And there's when we talk about iron sharpening iron, it's not just wide receiver against defensive back. It's not just running back versus linebacker. It's not just that stuff. It's also the team facing the elements. And right now, the element, and Mike Tomlin talks about the elements all the time, whether it's July and it's training camp, whether it's January and a blizzard, whatever it is, the elements are always a factor in football. And right now it's the heat, and it's going to create stress for this team. And he wants that.
Now, switching our attention a little bit to the other side of the ball, Aaron Rodgers took more snaps than I thought he would.
He did.
He did keep busy. He's not being, stuck in a what do you call it? Porcelain something? What's the term? I forget.
Bubble wrap or
anything like that.
Side, yeah.
He also wasn't being thrown to the ground either. Again, there was nothing physical happening out there. But he was involved. He was communicating. I'm going to share with them something that I pointed out to you whenever we were watching it live.
Which I love that we can do, by the way, because it's training camp and so it's open to the public. So this is one of these 3 weeks.
We can talk about anything.
Talk about everything that we see, because anybody who comes to practice sees the same thing.
So there was one play, really routine stuff. Rodgers turns around, hands the ball off to, I believe it was Jaylen Warren. Warren runs up the right side, whatever. Rodgers really did not like what he saw. And I'm going to act it out for you here. You got to remember my spot here. But he goes like this. He turns around and just goes like this. The chin strap on his helmet. And I'm thinking, remember what I said to you at the time? I go, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Show me that.
Well,
I want to see that he's invested. That was one of my big concerns this summer.
It's not just being invested. It's also usually when you see stuff like that, knowing a little bit about Aaron Rodgers' history, he's so detail-oriented that if details are off, if a block is missed, or if just any little thing is off, it can throw him. It can make him upset. And that's a good thing, because we've seen, for those who don't remember, go back and watch the 2022 Steelers. Watch that offense under Matt Canada. You will see an offense that lacks details. It's not pretty. It's not fun to watch. When you see the best offenses in the league, they are very detail-oriented. They have their P's and Q's down so that the X's and O's can run exactly how they're designed to by these great minds, by Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan and all these guys. Well, being detail-oriented, having an offensive coordinator who's detail-oriented. Well, the Steelers have that in Arthur Smith. And now having a quarterback who's very detail-oriented in Aaron Rodgers. It's going to take some time to work out, but if it works out and they get it down, it's going to pay off.
I'm smiling because I remember you pointing out when Caleb Johnson ran through the big see, let me finish the sentence here. He's already fired up because he's been talking about the wide zone blocking scheme for a while. Arthur wants this thing to work. He wants his runs to operate outside. And listen, they're not tackling people here.
No.
A couple thousand or so who were on hand today eventually figured out that all of these plays really would not be touchdowns. Okay.
Right.
In an actual game. But Caleb Johnson burst through the right side. It was off to the right. Arthur Smith is standing behind Aaron Rodgers on that handoff, and you had something to say right off the bat.
So I have a few things to say about Caleb Johnson after today. First off, Mike Tomlin even kind of hinted at Caleb Johnson having a good day. So that also lets me know that what I'm seeing is in line with the head coach, and I'll take that because he knows football way better than I do. Caleb Johnson, when he sees a hole, he hits it, and he hits it in a way
you don't even notice it.
Exactly.
Yeah, is that what you were going to say?
Yes,
yeah, you don't even. I thought I saw this back in OTAs and minicamp. Yeah. It's like I feel like I can't even study him hitting the hole because I don't see it happen.
It's not this sudden burst that just pops off. It's just.
He's already at the hole by the time you're trying to figure out what it is that he's going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he reads the play very well. His vision for this type of scheme showed up today. He had a few different runs in which there was a hole. He ran through it and was already accelerating as he's hitting the hole. So it looked very, very good.
No, that's good stuff. It was all good stuff. I'm going to take everybody here on a little bit of a tour of one particular play that had everybody oohing and ahhing up there. It might have been, other than the interception, the ooh and ah play of the day. That would be a Mason Rudolph throw to Darnell Washington. There's a lot to say about Darnell in general in this event because Darnell lined up wide. I mean, wide, right? Okay. And that's a continuation of stuff that we've seen this summer. If you think Darnell is just going to sit like this on Broderick Jones's shoulder, no.
Yeah.
If you think they're burying the other tight ends, that's also a no. In fact, before we get to that, I'm going to share with you here a little conversation with Pat Fryermuth that I had, a question that I had for him just about, this is the first time he's talked since Jonnu Smith was acquired, and this was what he had to say. Well, you'll hear my question for him right here. This is from Pat Fryermuth. Without giving away the playbook here, there are enough footballs, enough targets for all these tight ends and Metcalf and everybody else.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal of our offense is to spread around, not be predictable, and I think we have the right quarterback to do that. We have the offensive line to protect him, and I think we have a lot of skilled players on the outside to make plays, and so that's why we're here in camp, is to figure out who can do what and what we're good at as offense, and we'll use that going forward into the preseason.
Yeah, I mean, he said, I'm a captain. I'm a guy who's been around for a while. I signed the contract that I did. I've got to be a leader in here. He was the one who reached out to welcome Jonnu Smith. I liked hearing that.
Yeah.
He said, you heard me ask him point blank, are there enough footballs for all these tight ends? And I didn't leave out Darnell. And he said that they've looked at the playbook. Arthur has talked to them. They feel that there's enough there. Their goal is winning. Now, could he just be saying the right thing? Okay, that Pat can sometimes be a little bit agitated behind the scenes about stuff. This is what he had to say. I like the way he handled it.
Yeah, I listen. Just as Mike Tomlin said that the guys on the defensive side, the Jalen Ramseys and Darius Slay, are coverage people, he said that kind of something similar on the offensive side. He said these are eligibles.
Eligibles is such a Tomlin term.
It's such a Tomlin term, but it's a football term. It is. I mean, that they are eligible to be able to catch a pass.
Yes.
And so that's what it is. It doesn't matter if they're obviously you have certain guys who are going to be stuck at certain positions for the most part, like DK Metcalf is going to be your primary X receiver. But it doesn't mean that he's always going to be there. There are going to be times where you throw him into the slot just to mess with the defense. Jonnu Smith is going to move all around. Pat Freiermuth is going to move all around. Yeah. And yes, there were times Darnell Washington was lined up out wide.
It just looks so funny. He was on our sideline, and I always you don't interfere with practice, but I'm almost like, what are you doing here? You're too close to me, man. Get back in the middle.
What's really funny is that I remember one formation on one side, you had DK Metcalf and I think it was Pat Freiermuth, who no, it was Connor Hayward.
It was Hayward.
And so you had this gigantic receiver with this small tight end, and then on the other side, you had Darnell Washington and Calvin Austin.
And who did they throw to?
I don't remember.
I do. Okay. It was Hayward.
Okay. But still, it was just funny how you had this gigantic receiver with a smaller tight end, and then this gigantic tight end with a smaller receiver, and it's just you have so many different ways that you can use.
There's a lot of ways to line up. So, all right. So to this play of the day. Plain and simple, and this was confirmed for me by Mason Rudolph that this was the intent. Darnell was the intended target. Darnell breaks off the line of scrimmage. He was kind of lined up in the slot to an extent, and he breaks off. He's lined up to the right, not wide right, but to the right, and he ends up bursting this way and then diagonally to the left, and everybody on the defense pays attention to literally everybody else. And that's how you use Darnell Washington. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to play for you guys. This is a couple minutes each of Mason Rudolph first talking about that play, and then a little bit about where Mason is right now, because this is the first time I've had a chance to speak with him regarding the quarterback situation, regarding how he's prepping himself. So there's 2 minutes of Mason Rudolph here, and then after that, wait, did I do? No, it's the other way around. It's 2 minutes of Darnell Washington comes first. Darnell talking about the catch, and then where he is, and then Mason comes in right after that. Enjoy. It's good stuff. Big Darnell, saw you going deep, saw you lining up out wide. I know this stuff makes you smile. I'm making you smile right now just saying it. Tell me what it means.
It means a lot. Definitely with being with Coach Art again, and just keep building that trust and just keep doing what I'm supposed to do, and to my best ability, and just keep trying to make plays, so they keep calling those plays.
And when you see a guy come in like Jonnu Smith, do you think to yourself, oh man, they're never going to throw to me now, or do you think I'm just going to keep being myself?
Yeah, for sure. Just keep being myself. He's a Pro Bowler, so he's good, with catching the ball, the run after. So I'm glad. I'm for sure glad that we got him. So he to just I to just take little nuggets from him, because he's an older guy, and I feel like it's good, because he added experience to our room, and he to give us all nuggets, because he also he for sure been with Art before us, so he to just coaches up on whatever play or the route detail or whatever detail of the play that we need help with.
Dude, if anything, and just like what we saw in these drills today, they might pay even less attention to you and Pat. You know what I'm saying? I mean, guy makes 88 catches. They're gonna keep an eye on him.
Yeah, 100%. You know, because he also bring that that finesse to our room. So, you know, having him and just, you know, people who to catch the ball, you know, for sure, they're going to attract all the attention. And, you know, big little 80 sneaking out there or whatever. And, you know, you never know. So
big little 80. You don't get lost in the secondary very easily, my man. Appreciate your time.
No problem. Thank you.
Here's big number 2. You know, Mason, when you see Darnell in the secondary, I was just joking with him. I said, you don't exactly disappear out there.
No, he does not.
What did you see other than a giant 80 out there?
Yeah, I mean, it was a look. It was a signaled route, so it was a little bit of an alteration from the initial concept, but he made a great play, and anytime I can get him the ball, you know, down the field, he's just, you know, he's going to get another 10 yards before you can bring him down. So
yeah, who wants to do that, right?
Nobody wants to do that. So he's had a great attitude, and he's in good shape.
How about from your own perspective? What's your approach going into this camp? You've been in this position before; it's familiar for you, and at the same time, you've also shown that you can be and will be ready.
Yeah, my approach is not changing. I'm here enjoying. Man, I mean, it's my 8th year in the NFL, and God has blessed me just immensely with just being associated with this team and these people and my teammates and Mike Tomlin and Art Rooney, and so I'm really enjoying it. It's crazy how much turnover there is, and the teammates. You get back here and you remember, you know, that offensive line with Al and Dave and Pouncey and it's just
don't leave Ramon out. You know he's watching.
I was getting there, Ramon, Moni, and Matt Filer, and so it's a good group. It's been fun.
Last question for you: your belief in this offensive line. I mean, you've watched them grow up.
Yeah, I love going to work with Broderick and got to meet Troy. Zach Frazier's been awesome. Mason McCormick, easy guys to get along with. You know, Isaac Sayamalo I know well, and so it's a great group. They're young, but you got Max, you got Isaac, who, you know, there's some Calvin, who are some older guys in the room, who's been good sources of experience. So they're a joy to go to work with, and I think they had a great spring and they've had a good first day.
You know, we don't want to make it sound, at least I don't want to make it sound like the offense struggled or something. It's just that defense has who it has, okay? And as I mentioned to you out on the sideline, I go, isn't this kind of the way you want to see this unfolding?
Now, usually the defense is ahead of the offense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
at the beginning,
yeah, that's typically the way it starts. It also did look like that defense was not just ahead, but swarming that offense,
people,
suffocating that offense. And it should look that way. This is the highest paid defense in the NFL. I understand that you have a 41-year-old 4-time MVP quarterback. He still has enough in the tank, at least proven what he had on tape. And believe me, I know I've watched every single drop back from last season. He has enough in the tank in order to still do some things, and they still have some weapons and some firepower on offense. But you should see right away this defense, because it's not just the fact that it's also some of the schematics. On that interception, for example, like Jalen Ramsey moves in motion with Calvin Austin. Okay, that usually tells the offense they're in man coverage. It won't be a shocker that they're going to run man coverage given who they have. Well, guess what? They actually didn't run man. They actually dropped back into a cover 3 zone. And so when Patrick Queen drops out into the flat, Rodgers wasn't even anticipating it. And so that's why Queen was able to intercept that pass so easily. So it's not just the fact of being like, hey, we're going to also run man coverage, but we're also going to disguise this.
Yeah, we're going to move. We're going to move underneath. They moved a lot underneath, I thought, underneath routes, and that's how you get takeaways. That's how you put a little fear into the other team, not just their quarterback, but their coordinator and everybody else, because they start thinking that every pass is some kind of big gamble. That play is a good thing for the Steelers on multiple fronts. I believe that. Did we play the Rodgers clip?
Yes. Okay. Well, not of him throwing to
now.
DK.
We're going to do that now because this is the only thing anybody wanted to see from this show. Anyway, here is 6 whole seconds of Aaron Rodgers throwing to DK Metcalf. See, we just wasted everybody's time. That's all they wanted to see.
Pulitzer winning stuff right there, I'll tell you what.
It's Steven Spielberg on the sideline.
Just going with it, man. NFL Films will be calling me any minute.
Guys, to lay things out for you, this show's going to be a little bit different while we're out here. The boss is back downtown. She's been the one putting your comments on the screen. Sometimes. No, I'm getting the glare from in there. And there's one now. The comments are going to be coming on there. We can't see them. Just so that you understand that. This is the little business section of our show. The glare here and everything, and our phone is the camera, so everything is super tight. I couldn't see it if I had my nose against it. And we still want you to become members, okay? Just because we're not going to be asking for it all the time. DKPS.net/join is the place to go for that. We're trying to get to a goal of 3,000 so that we can keep bringing you programming like this. If you like what you saw, come on in. It's 99 cents for the month. And it covers everything. It covers the Ramon Foster show. It covers Chris Halleck's the Chalk Talk. It covers Matt Williamson's Scout's Eye. All of the daily shots and double shots and live shots and everything else here. And there's members only programming, which we're saving that one for a little bit of a surprise. But in the interim, I want to get your final thoughts on the first day today, and then I'll offer mine and we'll be done.
Final thoughts for me today. I was very, very surprised. Well, I'll say surprised. Satisfied to see the defense do as well as it did, because the defense is expected to be ahead of the offense this time of year. It's one thing for it to be the same defense kind of carrying over from there are a lot of new pieces on this defense. You got Jalen Ramsey, who's really new. You got Darius Slay, who's been with the team since near the beginning of free agency, but he's new. You have several new pieces. The Minkah Fitzpatrick's not there anymore. You talk about a primary communicator.
Oh, yeah.
And he's not there anymore. This is a new regime, kind of. I understand it's still Mike Tomlin and Terrell Austin, but it's still, there's a lot of newness to this defense. And for them to be as in sync as they were today, first day of practice, where you would think it's only going to get better from here, very encouraging.
Talking too. You saw that. Lots of talking out there in the field. That was something else that Pat Fryermuth mentioned to me coming off. But that was good to see. My final thought for the day is not so much that I'm eager or the fans are eager to see them start getting physical. Oh man, the number of occasions today. You mentioned, I know that's why you're laughing here. Deshaun Elliott had poor Roman Wilson lined up to send him into the following season, and Deshaun goes, nope.
Yeah.
As if to illustrate to everybody what could have occurred in that moment. He wasn't alone. There were all kinds of opportunities for physical contact. I really want to see these big boys get to work more than anything. So that's not about today's practice. It just reminded me of that.
Yeah, it is the acclimation period. Like I said, Mike Tomlin himself does not like the acclimation period. This is part of the NFL in 2025. This is what teams have to do with their players at the beginning of training camp. The first padded practice will not be until Tuesday. So they're still, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
They're off Monday.
So, they're off Monday. So there's still 3 more of these acclimation period practices. Either way, they can still do a lot of the X's and O's stuff. There's still a lot that can be accomplished. Brandon Echols today, by the way, also had another instance. When we were talking about having to lay off, there was one where we're talking about CB4 here. And he had some...
But he's going to play.
He's going to play.
This is not a standard CB4 like a James Pierre that you just bury.
Yeah.
He's going to play.
No, he's going to play. And he had one, too, where he could have... For wrestling fans out there, and rest in peace Hulk Hogan, by the way, who passed away earlier today, you could have given Connor Hayward a German suplex on the field, and he just literally just decided to just let go. And I could see the look on his face. He wanted to do something. So you can see these guys are itching and scratching.
Yeah.
They want to do more,
That's
but
cool.
They have to kind of lay off. Backs on backers is going to be fun.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Guys, we'll be back here at the same time, the same place, same everything. Tomorrow it'll be a 5 p.m. Eastern live show just like this. But only if you become a member. DKPS.net/join. You see how I got that in?
That's good.
Yeah. See you guys tomorrow.
Let's do the video one more time. And one more time. Okay, now you can go.
Masterwork.
Now you can go.
See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.